I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerate sleuths of the night. We gather to boldly go where others have refused. Welcome to the DT show, you salty mofos.
A man accused of killing 4 college students is behind bars, and he has ties to northeastern and central Pennsylvania. State police say 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger was arrested this morning at a home in Chestnut Hill Township.
I can't find any case law that would support that idea. That somehow a warrant would be needed for DNA left at a crime scene.
We are expecting to learn more about the allegations against the girlfriend of a Boston police officer who was found unresponsive in the snow Saturday morning. I-Team sources say Karen Reed was in a relationship with John O'Keefe. She's facing charges including motor vehicle homicide and manslaughter.
So, the Commonwealth just provided the court with information that causes me grave concern. The implications of that information may have profound effects on this defense and defense counsel.
So, get your popcorn ready and your choice of drink. Get your butt on your seat. Like, comment, and subscribe for a treat. Here we go. It's time for the show. The Drunk Turkey Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the DT show. I'm your host, Daniel, and today we're going back into the David Celeste Rivas Hernandez case, unsolved still, and a lot of questions still surrounding this case. It's been one that's been puzzling for myself. I know Dr. Vona's had some questions about it as well. Maybe not so much as far as who done it, but as why hasn't something been done about it? So make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. You guys know what to do. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest, Dr. Jaime Vona. How you doing, Dr. Vona?
Hi, guys. How is everybody?
I'm doing well.
Good. Good.
I'm doing well. I hope everybody in the live chat's doing well too. How are you? Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I am. Did you go to a doctor?
Not for that. I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow. Well, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Well, it's just blood work, and then I have my cardiologist appointment on the 4th, and they'll be going over my blood sugar, my everything. So
you'll have to keep us posted.
I will. Yeah, yesterday I had a little bit of a blood sugar thing.
Yeah, I know. I was on the live.
It's been happening for the last 7-8 years. It started happening, and it's kind of come and gone. And here recently, it's kind of it just hit me. Most of the time, I can just kind of deal with it. Like it's not the first time it's happened on a show. It'll probably happen tonight, but it usually doesn't affect me like that. And
Steelers fan, make sure he gets seen by a doctor.
She's making me go.
That's why I said that. I figured.
Without further ado, so we haven't talked about this case in a minute. There's been a lot of stuff. I haven't been following it, admittingly enough. I just kind of started looking at some of the things, and I started still wondering why hasn't something happened. Have you been following it a little bit closer?
I like whenever I see that something is out, or if, I have to be honest, if Ashley Banfield has it on, sometimes I'll see it, or it'll come across. And I know that she recently had on an investigator for the homeowner, and it's just interesting. I don't know why he hasn't been arrested.
I don't know either. It's,
I guess they have to have I don't know. I think it's ridiculous because I feel like even if it's just for him being in a relationship with a 13-year-old, and that one video where she says about being controversial or whatever, and she says about controversial for R and a kid. So that to me says that he knew she was young, where people are saying like, oh, well, maybe she thought, she said she was 18 or something. And I'm like, I don't believe that.
I don't buy it for a second either. I think the whole shush, matching tattoo is a big statement for that. I think he knew how old she was. Other people told him. I mean, there's been people that have come out of the woodwork. Like, for instance, the tattoo artist is like, she's young. Like, she's 13. What are you doing? I mean, again, obviously, I don't think, they weren't IDing her, and she just kind of took a guess. And I think she had her age right. But, people knew, it was an obvious tell. And, at the very least, why isn't he being arrested for the relationship that he had? I understand he's wealthy. He's a rapper or a singer, and he's a musician. But at the same time, he's not above the law. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
So let's read this and let's kind of go through it, and then we'll kind of talk and debate about what it means, what it could mean. There's some interesting stuff in here. So Solis Rivas Hernandez case, private investigator reveals date last photos of teen were taken. So we're going to look at this, and then we're also going to look at the investigators finding disturbing evidence inside of the home. So putting a couple of these things together, it seems like another thing like, well, why haven't they made an arrest? But let's break it down. Let's read it. We're just going to read the highlighted parts. So homeowner hires a PI. So Madeline Truffaut, can't pronounce that, is the owner of the home, and he's hired he was renting the home for about $20,000 a month. He has hired a private investigator to find out answers about what happened to Hernandez and if any criminal activity occurred at the home. So this is the guy that is the owner of the home. What does it say to you that he's hired a private investigator? What do you think this means?
I think that, I think you have to.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Okay. So I think that with the investigator, I think that was smart to do. I think that the homeowner said that he had no idea that David was living there because David's not the one who took out the lease. It was his manager. So
right.
Sure, he wants to get to the bottom of it and know what's going on too. I mean, I would want to know.
Yeah, I think he wants to make sure he's not going to be found liable for anything.
Yes, big time.
So it goes on to say our private investigator work is still ongoing, and I don't have any findings to share at this time. It's still in the early process, and I want to respect both the LAPD investigation and the memory of the victim. They go on to say new evidence revealed. We don't have any evidence that anything happened to Celeste at the house, but there's definitely evidence that we've collected that helps the timeline. So no evidence that something happened to Celeste at the house. So I'm assuming there's not like any obvious sign of blood splatter or blood being somewhere or the dismemberment of the body like in a tub or something of that nature.
No, but I just remembered, I don't know why I just remembered this, but they think that there's a second site now. So if you look at that video, which we were talking about, I don't know if it was on here or before, about where she's younger in the video. If I have a picture, I don't know why I didn't send it to you. I'll have to send it to you real quick, but it's like a different house and it has the same background. So it's in my opinion that he has a second rental that she was staying at. That's my opinion.
Well, they kind of go into that here that they believe that too.
And okay, then that makes sense.
Yeah, you're onto it. You're onto it. You know what's going on. Thank you, Christina, for being the newest YouTube member. We appreciate you. Check out the community post. I think I posted it last night. If not, I'm gonna post it after the show. The Discord for the members only. So it's for members only. So if you guys want to be a part of it, you have to hit the membership and then go check out the community post, and you'll be able to check that there. It says, now we have a better understanding of when the Tesla arrived at the final parking spot. I do have surveillance from different houses in the neighborhood showing the Tesla being moved. I don't understand why the person, well, you know what? I want to see if it says it here. There were some things that were not taken it, before we go into that. So I'm not sure if it's in this article and the other one that we're going to read. They indicate that they know who the person was that moved the Tesla. It makes no sense why they wouldn't arrest that person.
No, but I feel like the investigator, he alludes that he knows who it was, but then in the same breath, I also caught that he said that you couldn't completely make out the person. But then he also goes on to say that the police might have, camera stuff where they can make it clearer and then see the person. But so he alludes to the fact that, yes, there is somebody that exits the house, but he doesn't know if he'd be able to name them 100%.
Yeah.
But he thinks that the cops will be able to. So that's good.
Lori's asking, how old is David? How old was he? He's in
20.
his 20s, right?
He was 20. I saw somebody write she was 15. She would never made it to 15. She died at 14.
Yeah, she died at 14 and she'd been missing since she was 13.
Mm-hmm.
There were some things that were not taken into custody by LAPD that we think are significant, including digital media and other things that really help nail down the timeline. Like, that's insane that they weren't taken by LAPD, and it's talking about including digital media. So I'm assuming this has to do with the surveillance cameras and some other things that really narrow the timeline. What else can narrow down the timeline that would be available there outside of surveillance cameras?
Well, the Tesla information, and then if there's another Tesla, if there's other homes, there's a few things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're bringing in the digital media aspect of it, so I'm assuming that's referencing all of the security cameras. I'm wondering what the other things that.
I think the fire detectors were covered.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That is interesting because the investigator said that he wonders if they don't know if the cameras were covered because the homeowner, when you rent from him, he gives you, like, he says he doesn't want anybody to think he's like looking in on them or anything. So he gives them the access to the cameras. And so he doesn't have access to them. So he said that there are cameras there, but that they saw that the the smoke alarms, whatever, the detectors, that they were covered. And they said that they didn't know if the cameras were too. But I don't know why they would take uncover the cameras and not the fire detector. So I feel like the cameras probably weren't covered. And I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, the smoke detectors were probably because they were smoking something inside the house.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So they covered the detector aspect of it. I mean, that's my assumption. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I mean, why else would you cover them?
Unless you were burning something to try to, like, like when you burn a match, it like the sulfur like takes some of the smell away. I don't know why. I wonder if it could be something like that.
That would be interesting. They didn't find evidence that something happened inside of the house.
That is true. I wonder why they haven't located the other houses and everybody on YouTube has.
I would hope they did.
But why haven't they done a search warrant? Can't they get like a search warrant overnight or?
I mean, maybe. I think that the thing that's holding it up is the cause of death aspect of it. If we were to put myself in the shoes of the judge, right, and somebody says, "Hey, we want to search this other property," I would think that there's something. I think it'd be enough, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's. Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't have enough to get a warrant. She was underage. She ran away. She'd been missing. She's wound up dead.
Especially if there's, we saw that video of her with him and the kitchen, like when you look at like the Zillow type thing, it's literally the exact same thing. So people on YouTube have found the other house. So I just don't understand why they haven't like searched that yet. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know either.
Doing something. I hope they're doing something.
It's sounding really like a bad investigation the more I look into this, to be honest with you. But I mean, it just could be all just secretive, they could just have a bunch of secretive stuff. But up to this point, it does seem like they're not, I don't know, like something's up. Like, why aren't they doing more?
Maybe they're getting out lawyered.
At this point, I mean, they haven't even created they haven't even turned it into a criminal situation.
That is true. But he is lawyered up with one of like the most famous lawyers.
Yeah, but it's not I don't think she's really famous for being a murder lawyer.
That's true.
She's a fixer for other things. Mainly, from what I heard, like with the Harvey Weinstein and some of these other guys, they were like sexual related crimes. Which
Well, maybe there might be one here.
well, I think there is, especially with the fact that the age difference.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there definitely is. If they can somehow show that they had a sexual relationship, then it should be over.
Right. Well, at least that aspect of it.
Right.
The murder aspect. I don't understand what's taken so long for them to conclude whether or not this was a homicide. I understand that the body came back, highly decomposed. It sounds like the body was in there for a while, but you can pull charges on people that there's not a body there. I mean, the Emmanuel Haro case, his father pled guilty already, and they haven't found his body. That
is true, but I don't know. There's another I see in the chat too. People are saying the Neo guy. That is, I don't know if there's anything. Is there anything in the stuff over here that's going to talk about him?
They're not, to my knowledge. Who's Neo?
I think he's just like a friend of. There's multiple pictures of the two of them together. So of David and Neo together. So I think they're like friends. And again, this is all just from what I see, mostly on News Nation and stuff. But Neo, apparently, from what's been online, is that he went on tour with David, which would mean that he had to be there for the bus to leave. So I don't know. I think he's worth talking to, but they said that like he immediately stopped following him and stuff. But who knows? That could be for many reasons. One, it could be that he's like disgusted and he's like, I want nothing to do with that guy. Or two, he's like, I need to do this so that doesn't look like I did anything. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I found an article. We'll go through this article about Neo here in a second. I found an article on him.
Awesome.
But it don't say anything. Hold on. It does. It says, let me pull it up. We'll look at it right now. While David may not have been named a suspect, Fisher's revelations have sparked speculation online. Some internet users have suggested David's former friend, known as Neo, might have been the last person to drive the Tesla through. Neither Fisker nor the LAPD has confirmed this. So they think that he may have moved the vehicle.
That would be crazy, right? Because that would be the last person. I mean, would that mean, though, that he definitely knew that she was in there? No, but it doesn't look good.
It don't look good, but
And she was wrapped in plastic. Like, that has to be a crime scene. How do you wrap yourself in plastic and put yourself in the trunk?
Right. No, I completely agree with you. I completely agree. But I wonder if she was already in there and he asked him to move the car.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean. So I don't know that we could say that he definitely knew that there was anyone in there, but it doesn't look good for him.
But if you're Neo, aren't you going to the police with that?
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't care about my friendship with this dude if he killed somebody and now I'm the last person to move that car and all the speculation and everything's going to be on me.
I want to know what happened like the night that they tell David why he's on stage. And he literally like goes on to like belt out a song, like as if nobody just told him that the Celeste girl was found. But I wonder what did Neo do that night? Like, did he leave? Did he stay? That would tell me a lot.
I mean, that reaction right there is enough to say a lot.
I mean, he like belts it out. He just goes on to sing the song like as if nothing happened.
That's interesting.
It's so weird.
I mean, it's not like, the only thing that he would have been concerned about at that point, because like, it's not like he had just done it, she was in that car for some period of time. Mm-hmm. So, interesting.
I think that the investigator said that they had evidence that whoever, and people are speculating that it's this Neo, that whoever moved the car immediately afterwards went on tour with David. So he suggested that the car was moved and then David immediately after goes on tour. I don't know that the investigator said that the person who moved the car goes on tour with him, but they said that after the car was moved, like when the last time the car was moved, the tour bus like leaves.
Yeah.
which is shady.
Yeah. No, that very much is. It's weird. And why? I mean, like, if you're Neo, going back to being Neo again, what would David have to tell you for you? Like, he's like, hey, do me a favor, move this car a couple blocks down the street and come back. Like, you're not questioning anything about that.
No, that's what I mean. I think, I don't know. It doesn't look good for him, in my opinion, at all. Because, and again, wouldn't it have, I mean, I don't know if it would have smelled yet, but it could, I don't know. I would just have questions like, why are you leaving that on the, like you said, why are you leaving that on the street? You're going to go on tour.
And all right, let's just say, okay, so let's look at it from a different angle. If this guy, what if this guy did harm Celeste? What are some possible motivations in your mind?
Oh God, this is purely speculation. If I thought about this, I don't know. So probably to help David in some way, whatever that would mean, like whether it be afterwards or like, I don't know. I really don't know. And again, this is just speculation, you guys. I don't know. What would you speculate?
I mean, did he like her? Was there a situation where he was jealous of their relationship from some form or fashion?
Yeah, there could have been like a triangle, even if she didn't know about it.
Yeah, maybe he was let me see. I think I got a picture of
Could
this.
he have liked him?
He may have liked him. You know, I think some
And
people
been jealous of her and wanted to get rid of her so he could have. I don't know.
I mean, that's possible. You know, he could have been jealous of her, could have been jealous of him. One or the other. Let me see. I'm trying to find these pictures real quick. I'm gonna.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I also think that it's suspicious that that she goes missing right when he goes on tour. Like this is his first huge tour. So that's interesting to me because did he know that people were going to figure it out that he was with her and then he might get accused of, you know, the underage thing and then that can ruin his career? I mean, people have done crazier things, you know what I mean? People have done things
Yeah.
for less.
Yeah. No, I mean, run that by me one more time.
So could it be that now that he's getting bigger, like as a star, could he have feared that it might get uncovered that they were together and that would like interfere with his star?
So maybe, I mean, it's a possibility, right? That maybe perhaps he wanted to leave her and she threatened him that I'm going to tell everybody, hey, you know, we had this improper relationship and now you're going to go to jail and you're going to have to deal with this. And maybe there was an extortion aspect of it. Like, hey, you need to pay me or you're going to do this now. I mean, that's a possibility. You know, did they ever find her phone? If they didn't, then I would say that there's probably a lot of clues on that phone.
That's a good question.
You know what I mean? That probably could lead to something like that. And if that's the case, if he's being extorted, is his friend going to be willing to like, who has the motive there? You know, David or his buddy Neo? And in yeah, exactly. So in my opinion, it's David that would have that motivation, in my opinion.
And you also have to remember that if David is capable of doing something like this, he's probably also capable of telling his friend what he did and then making him feel like he needed to help him in some way because he wouldn't have guilt and remorse about, I would never tell my friend, and hopefully I would never do anything like that, first of all, but I wouldn't think that I would want to involve my friend in something tragic that I did because now I'm making you go down too for no reason. But somebody who is capable of this might not care about that and might be like, yo, I don't know, who knows? I don't know if this person played a role before, during, after, I don't know, but I definitely think that he needs to be looked at.
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially if he ends up being the guy that was that moved the vehicle, there's got to be some questions to be asked. Like, what made you move the vehicle? What was, were you asked? Were you told? Those type of things. You definitely have to go down that route. Let's see. I think I got a picture of this guy here now, finally.
I mean, we could also speculate that Neo could have been into him, and it was a little culmination of everything where maybe he's saying to David, like, people are going to know, and like that you're going to go to jail. Like, who knows? And then makes David even think about him. I don't know. I don't know what role he plays, but it doesn't look good.
So this is supposedly the guy, Neo. Now, you wouldn't, based on like some obvious features, the hair and skin tone and skin color, stuff like that, body size, posture. I don't think you would confuse the two, right? Even at night.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Probably not. I mean, this would be supposing that they didn't wear anything to disguise themselves, or not disguise, or like to like a hat or something, like.
Right.
But that's a good question. I don't know. They look almost the same size. Is there any other pictures that you could?
I saw another one, but it was basically the same angle and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just facing a different direction. Those are the only two that I saw. They're both on their phones.
There's one like close up, and I don't know. They're like close in one of them that I saw. There's a couple that I saw. I also wonder, I don't know if you remember that picture, and I think we might have covered it one of the last times, where it was Celeste in the background and then the new Celeste in the front. Celeste 2 was there, and there was an Asian in that picture. Would that have been him? I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh man, but I think I found like a creepy one of this guy.
Show me.
Is that him?
Yes, that looks like him.
That's pretty.
No, and look, David's wearing. Oh my gosh. For me, this is like David is Celeste and he's David.
Interesting.
Oh, I just got the goosebumps. Oh, look at how. This makes me so mad because I know that there's some people that say that there's 20-year-old men that are into Hello Kitty, and I suppose there is somewhere, but I feel like he's doing it to connect with a younger fan base.
Right.
Oh, I don't like that. She wore Hello Kitty everything. So to me, that's almost like that's her. And then the guy in the background's like him.
Well, didn't you say he liked to play both roles in his music videos?
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, he played both roles as like the person, like the perpetrator. Yeah. So yes, absolutely.
I mean,
and he would play
assume,
like the hero and then the person that did it.
But did he play the victim?
No, I don't think he plays the victim, but I think he plays the person that, I don't know, you guys. I think, so wait, I know what it was. When he puts on that white top with all the red handprints, which they also, from what I hear, I don't know if you know this, but there's pictures of a tarp laying out. I think Banfield is where I saw it. Tarp laying out. It's a black tarp. And it has all these white shirts. And he's hand making these shirts. And apparently those specific shirts, if you bought one of those shirts, he handmade it. So apparently investigators want to see if there's any like DNA evidence on any of them. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be insane.
That would be insane.
But yeah,
even if it was his own blood mixed in, like that would still be.
That would be gross. But I mean, I guess there would be people that would be into that.
Yeah, it would be sadistic.
I was gonna say,
think about it. Like, the person that's buying that shirt, like not that they're sadistic, but the person buying that shirt, could you imagine finding out? Like, I bet you they knew that it was handmade because there's pictures of him like with his hand red and but I bet nobody thought, like, what if there was real? I mean, I don't know. Could you imagine? Oh my God.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird. This whole thing seems just so weird. It's the weird thing about it is just that the lack of accountability, no arrest, no charges on anything, even harboring, an improper relationship, uh, enticing a child. There's so many charges that can, be brought up against them, and nothing, not a single thing. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes on to say that who left David's Tesla? It's very clear the neighbor is filled with surveillance cameras. Once we learned those dates, we could see other things that were happening that were even public on Instagram that was going on in those people's lives. It makes a lot of sense. The car had not been moved for a very long time. It was super dirty, caked on dirt. I'll tell you this, it was late July. That's how long the car was there for. It's bizarre because we also got media that the car was used a lot. David even spoke about it on Instagram videos. He took it to detail shops, stuff like that. And all of a sudden, at the very beginning of the year, something happens and that car doesn't show up anymore on David's
Beginning of the year.
For the beginning of the year. And the crazy thing is there's not any pictures of Celeste since like January.
So the investigator says like January 2nd or something. And then later in that same video, he says July 2nd twice. So I wonder if anybody was able, July 29, someone's saying. So I'm wondering if anybody was able to decipher whether it was really July or January, because he says both. So he misspeaks in one of them.
Yeah, because it says it right here. Well, it says there's it says there's a lot of people that photos and videos. We've gotten photos from the inside of the home itself. We can put that certain dates and times at the house. There are a lot of them. It's in the thousands. So if they can kind of tell who, there's thousands of people that are traveling back and forth into that house, but they have an idea. Yeah, that's insane, ain't it?
That's crazy.
That's like, well, I mean, it's there for a couple weeks. If they have a party with a couple of hundred people there 3 times a week.
But I thought the neighbor said that it wasn't like a party house. So I wonder if what's true there too, because I feel like there's been reporting on both ends of that.
Well, I mean, there's probably like, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you, but I'm assuming that maybe the walls are well insulated.
I was just going to say there's probably soundproofing and stuff, because I think there was like a studio like thing in the basement or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So
he did a lot of his TikTok videos in his basement, like in his garage. It was converted into a gym, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, thousands. It says there are a lot of people who have photos and videos. We've gotten lots of photos and videos from inside the home itself. Wow. So we can put people at certain dates and times at that house. There are a lot of them. It's in the thousands. Wow. So far, Fisher said they don't have yet to find evidence that Hernandez was at the Hollywood Hills home. But I mean, if I was hired by, the owner of the home, I think that might be what the owner of the home would want. Right.
Wait, say that again.
So Fisher, the private eye, says there's no evidence of Hernandez at the Hollywood Hills home.
Right.
Well, of course, because you don't want to find evidence that he's there. I mean,
right. Because you don't want to get sued.
Yeah. He's the one that's hired by the homeowner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying he's lying.
But what if he kept her over at that other house? And then that's why he or whoever brings her to this house, because she was seen at the other house, not this one. I don't know. That other house is apparently 1.5 miles away.
Yeah, it's not that far. And there was also like these white roses in the balcony. And
Oh, that was a good catch.
There's a lot of stuff there. So I don't know, if LAPD comes out and says that there's no evidence that she was inside the home, I'll buy it. But somebody paid by the homeowner who is hoping that to be the case. I'm not saying I'm not buying it. I'm just saying that I'll take it for what it's worth. But I still think she was in that house.
Probably.
Yeah, it really makes me think that it's likely she had another place she was staying at. I can tell you there are a lot of time spent toward downtown LA. And I'll say the last photos that we have of Celeste is in January 2nd of 2025.
Wow.
And so they go on from that, thousands of people, last time seen then. And here's the evidence that they supposedly find. So I don't understand why this is all over the place. I wish it was all in one article. It says, after authorities searched the homes themselves, the owner hired Fisher, a prominent private investigator. While he did not share exactly what the items were, he believed they could be significant to the investigation. There were disturbing items. There are some physical items that I unfortunately cannot disclose, but they are significant because they could be something that could have been used in a plan to actually get rid of her body. So
That's crazy.
So let's try to break down this statement. Disturbing items, first and foremost, and this is something that was used in a plan, not used to plan, used in a plan to actually get rid of her body. One, how in the hell did LAPD first and foremost leave that behind? It sounds like a tarp. It sounds like instruments.
Yeah, and I think that like I said, he does those shirts on a black tarp, and she was found in I think they said black plastic. I don't know what tarps are made of though.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Plastic.
They could have been saying that, could this be could you match up this tarp to the one she was found in, or whatever the case may be?
I don't think it would have taken this long to do that.
Why didn't they take it?
I don't know why they didn't take it. That's insane. I mean, he's describing them as disturbing items. So there are some physical items. So this isn't digital media or anything that he mentioned before. This is a physical item that is disturbing. And it is something that could have been used in a plan to get rid of her body.
Could this be something to dismember?
Okay, so let's just say that's the case, that they found a saw. And I'm assuming there's her blood on the saw. For one, they didn't pick it up, so I'm assuming they didn't find any blood on the saw. Right? LAPD didn't bring it up. But if there was blood on this saw and LAPD didn't bring it up, that's super concerning about the rest of the investigation. Just saying that right now. That's super concerning. But let's just say, I mean, I would have picked it up anyways, because you got to be able to test it forensically. I don't understand why they wouldn't. But if they found an item that could have been used to just...
Oh my God. Sarah just said something. The coffins or caskets. He was bringing coffins and caskets to his, oh my gosh, that was so good, Sarah, to his stages. There was a whole funeral that you walked through when you went to his concert, and you would go and he would have notes that you could write to him, or to the person. Sorry, not him. It was his alter ego.
Yeah.
What was his name again? Oh my God, I forget. But when he wore the bandana over his eyes, that person, he made that character originated back when he met Celeste and then dies off while he's on tour. And so he brings caskets to his tour. And the song that he broke down to was I'll Love You From the Other Side. The whole thing is just crazy to me. There's just, if the symbolism doesn't mean anything, then this is the world's greatest coincidence.
So you think that the items they found were a casket?
Maybe.
But if he was using it on tour...
he was using a casket on tour.
Okay.
It
could be. I don't want to say that it's an instrument like a saw or anything like that, because if they found something like that with her blood on it, that's enough to charge him. That's enough to make this a criminal case. I mean, there are Brad Simpson and oh gosh, what's her name? Sarah Simpson out here in San Antonio, the realtor. They arrested him based off of that alone. They had a saw and it had some blood on it. They have no body. Well, they just found some remains out there in Bandera, Texas, so they may have found a body after all. But I haven't found any update on it yet. But no body, and she disappeared. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been arrested without a body. If they had something like that, I mean, that's pretty significant. And I mean, he even uses the term significant to the investigation. I mean, I'm just kind of concerned that he found those items and LAPD overlooked them. depending on what they are.
And if it could have been, like, let's say it was a casket, they might have gotten overlooked because he takes it on tour.
Yeah.
I would hope that they would see that, though, now that I'm thinking about it. But maybe it was a tarp. I don't know. Either way, it's like messed up. If they found something that the police didn't, did they say that this person turned it over to the police?
I believe he has, like,
Good.
talked to the police and stuff. I don't know if he's, like,
Well,
I don't
thank
think he
God.
collected anything. I think he just kind of documented these things. I would
Right,
hope
but
he
let
didn't
them
collect
know, like,
anything.
you forgot this.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said, what about chemicals?
Yeah, I saw that. See, chemicals would be something that you might leave behind. I wouldn't want to. I would want to process it for fingerprints and things of that nature, see if he actually touched it, tie it back to him. Again, this wasn't his house. This belonged to the manager. And so if you're going to try to, say that he used some sort of chemicals and things of that nature, you're going to try to want to put those items in his hands. And what better way than utilize like fingerprints and DNA and things of that nature. So I would have assumed they would have collected that. I mean, I would have assumed whatever it is that this guy's talking about, it sounds like it was important enough to get collected, and it wasn't. But could it have been chemicals? It definitely could have.
It really could have. That's a good guess.
But what I was trying to say was, I just wish that if they did find chemicals, they should have picked it up. I mean, any of those things they should have picked up.
And if they didn't, like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, does that mean that maybe they also didn't do other things that they should have?
Well, I'm assuming if they don't pick up the chemicals, it's because the body didn't show sign of chemicals on it or use, because you kind of have a reason, right? You can't just say, all right, well, we found this bleach and all these other things, so let's just pick him up. Because he's not charged with anything. He's not under.
Yeah, but what if it could have been used to, like, pour down the drains or something?
Right. No, I completely understand that.
So then that would still, you would hope that they would take it.
Well, you would take pictures of it, document it at the very least. So
Okay.
maybe that's what they did.
Maybe.
Like, hey, this is what he had. This is where it was at. This is what was in this possession. This is what he could have used it for. But I don't disagree with you. I would have picked it up.
Mhm.
I would have picked it up, just trying to play like devil's advocate to a certain extent with giving a reason for why law enforcement wouldn't pick something up like that. But I think that they should have. I mean, whatever it is, it sounds like it was important enough to be picked up. I mean, it sounds like this could have been used in a plan to actually get rid of the body. Do you think that means that he feels that there was a different plan at some point?
I don't know.
Like maybe it's a piece of luggage that maybe the zippers broke.
Maybe.
You get what I'm saying? Like something like that, because
No, they found her torso. Cuffy's making a good point. They found her torso, her head, and we know at least a finger because they saw the tattoo. So where's the rest of her stuff? Like, where's the rest of her?
I think it was in there. I think
You do.
Yeah, because they talked about her leggings and stuff too.
Yeah, but they said dismembered. Oh, I guess she could be dismembered and all be in there. I thought they said it was her torso and head.
I mean, if she was in there since July, and it's Los Angeles, so it's hot. In the trunk, surrounded by plastic, the body's going to go through a lot. And one of the things it's going to go through, especially if it's in a position that's like in a fetal position, I guess. I'm assuming that's the position that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to bloat, and eventually things are going to come apart. I wouldn't be
everybody's
surprised.
saying decomposed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't so much that she was dismembered as much as her body parts fell apart. It's just still very sad and unfortunate, but she was in there for a very long time, surrounded in plastic. That's not going to help out the situation. In the frunk of a black Tesla that is even creating more heat. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why she only weighed 70 pounds at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
What if it was a freezer? Someone just said the word freezer, but they didn't say what if it was a freezer, but what if it could have been a freezer? That
that'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not sure if you can use that in a plan to get rid of her body. You know,
it
like
did seem like he, maybe ran out of time, because why would you leave it right there? And the investigator says they drop it off and then immediately leave for tour. And
well,
did his parents go with him on tour? Like, could he have, you know what I mean?
O.J. Simpson did something similar.
Right. So I think that part would have been planned, but why would you only take the car that far? Oh, and they also said that there was a truck that drove that followed the car, I believe.
I didn't
So
see
like
that.
when the guy gets out, I think they got that on camera.
That would be fascinating. I wonder who's driving the truck.
I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know.
That would be fascinating. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, who's driving the truck? Why are they driving the truck? Why are they like, what did they know? Because I mean, that could very well be, David following. If David's following in a truck, that says quite a bit to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, big time. And I know that from like what I've gathered about his family, that they're all very close. So I could see like if his mom and dad were going on the bus or whatever, being like, we're supposed to leave at this time or whatever, and him panicking or somebody panicking. But I just don't know why you would leave it so close.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it
still
kind of
think he
screams
did. I
out
just
that
don't know
something
why.
happened in that moment. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the only thing that bothers me about it too is that he had an opportunity to come back, pick up the car, take it somewhere, light that son of a gun on fire. You know what I mean? And get rid of a lot of evidence.
Mhm.
But because he had opportunity, and I think he did go back home a couple of times or back to his apartment there throughout the time that she was missing. So it's weird that he just left her there if he was aware of her being there. You know, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, the whole jazz. This is from Mark, one of our mods on both channels. What's going on, Mark? Had no idea he had his own channel. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Dude's doing really good. 542 subscribers. Let's see if we can give him up, higher. So it's at Mark Shark 943, and he's done some boots on the ground type of work. So he's out here in Los Angeles, and this says it's only a 3-minute walk. How close to the spot where Celeste Rivas's body was found to David's home in Hollywood Hills. I went there myself, camera rolling, and the distance is closer than I imagined. So let's watch
Wow.
this. I have it muted. He had some music going on. I have it kind of sped up a little bit so we can see it, but it only took him 2 minutes and 39 seconds. This is where Celeste's the body was found in the Tesla. On a compact street too. Yeah, that's a small area. It's a small
It
street.
really is.
And so make a turn. And so a truck supposedly followed him. Was that truck supposedly, allegedly, that if this truck existed, I haven't read this. Did he come from David's house? Did he go back to David's house?
I don't know. I think it was the same Ashley Banfield. I'm gonna have to send you. I think it was like the last time she had this guy on, which was the past night or two. But you're gonna have to go back and watch it because he like covers a whole bunch of stuff. This is so close.
What about this? If I'm blurring for the license plates.
That was good.
If this happens somewhere else, hey, look, there's a black Tesla right there. If this happens somewhere else, why would he bring the car back to his place? Or at least the area back to his place?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Just kind of playing devil's advocate. Is it possible that maybe somebody found out about David's relationship, was mad at David, did something to Celeste, and put the car there purposefully?
I don't think so. I think that goes back to like the whole thing with BK and being framed. Like that would mean that, like, I don't know. I think being framed is a lot more rare than we'd like to think it is. Not you, but like just the general public.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying like
Statistically, I don't know.
like no, and I get you, and I say that yeah, statistically it's probably less likely, but you know, I don't think you can rule it out at this point. Now, I'm not saying that law enforcement framed him. I think that's the one that I think is the real one that's very unlikely. You know, law enforcement. Not saying it doesn't happen or it's not ever happened before, but law enforcement framing somebody, law enforcement getting something wrong, and law enforcement framing somebody are two different things as well. And so, you know, people have gotten things wrong. You know, law enforcement are human beings as well. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that if, you know, that's, you know, somebody out of spite might do something and make it look like somebody else, at least in some sort of a way.
Not for nothing, but if he goes on tour and if he really like knows this person, which we know he does, but let's say that, you know, wouldn't you be talking to this person or texting with this person? So my thing is, how long does it take before you start worrying, where is this person or why aren't they responding to me? So I'm wondering if we're going to find that he was trying to text her or call her or anything, which I doubt because there would probably be no need to, right?
Well, if he knew that she was gone, there would be no need.
Well, that's what I mean. So I'm interested to see if that shows anything.
That's kind of our point when I talk about Timothy Dees. His best friend, Caleb Nanny, is a guy that myself and Steve from True Crime would kind of suspect may have done something to Timothy. And one of the reasons why we suspect that is because he was supposedly friends with him, and he was missing for about 5 months. And while he was in jail, he was, you know, talking to his face turned blue, how he was going to go search for him and all this other stuff. Yet he never asked, you know, their main form of communication was Facebook Messenger. And he never asked him, where are you? What are you doing? We're looking for you. Are you okay? Nothing, not a thing. And so, you know, that kind of was pretty telling for us. And so if he's not messaging her and she has, and his story is that she has his car, I don't buy that, you know?
Exactly. So wouldn't he be missing her or saying to somebody, has anybody seen her? I haven't been able to contact her.
Yeah, well, I mean, whether he's messaging other people or not is could be something. Is he messaging her like, where are you? Well, nobody can find you. You know, these type of things. But the biggest fork or whatever you want to say that throws into that whole thought process is, if she had access to his Tesla, he should have had access to where she was, or at least where the vehicle was.
Absolutely. I think we're going to find that he or a friend of his, whoever, parked that car, in my opinion.
And this is from Mark again. Make sure you go follow, like, and subscribe. Hey, there he is. Here,
Mark.
Gifting one Drunk Turkey Show membership. Thank you, Mark. We appreciate you, my man. This is the area where David's Tesla was once spotted near Celeste Rivas' home. Full walkthrough. Let me put this on. I have it on 1.5. All right. And so this is the area where a Tesla was seen. I'll tell you what, man, California does have some pretty views. Like those hills back there are pretty nice. Have you been out there?
Me? I like years ago when I was like 16. So I don't even remember. I mean, I remember, but not. How about you?
I've been to two places in California. I've been to Lake Tahoe and I've been to San Diego.
Oh, I went to San Diego and I went to LA. I've
never been to LA. Me and the spouse, we're talking about going out there for Disney to Anaheim. I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, this is where the Tesla was at, where Celeste lived in that area. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they had a relationship and that they knew each other. I think denying that is foolish at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the only angle that he has with that is trying to deny that he knew she was 13.
Well, ignorance isn't part of the law.
That is such a good point. That is such a good point.
Yeah, a lot of people like if that was the case, everybody would just say, "I didn't know."
That's so true.
You know,
And she had a bunch of fake IDs. So if they could find that he was with her getting fake IDs, then why would she need a fake ID if he thought she was 19?
That's true. That is true. And didn't she have like fake IDs that made her still under age of 21?
That's what I mean. They made her like 18 and 19.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious. That's
Yeah,
what I
who
was
needs
saying
an
last
ID?
time. Yeah, I was like, if you're getting that ID, that, like, yeah, exactly. Who needs that? Who needs that?
I
So,
guess if you want to go into like the clubs that are like 18 and over.
yeah, but if you're 18 and over, why do you need a fake ID
Exactly.
for that?
That's true.
You know,
And
only
you would
need a
be
fake
getting
ID
your
when
real
need
one.
it.
You wouldn't need a fake one. Right. Exactly. You would go get a real one if you needed an ID.
Yeah, yeah. If you're 18, at least.
But to get her into events and probably to me, that's like conscious of guilt. Like, no, like not only to get her into the clubs, but that way he can tell people that she's 19.
The whole shush thing on his finger is conscious of guilt.
So
in my
true.
opinion. You know, I mean, that's him acknowledging a silent, like, to me, and this is my opinion alone. It feels like it was his way of, I guess he probably couldn't be as open about their relationship as she wanted. And so that was his way of acknowledging her relationship while still being a secret and calling it that, a secret.
So I'll add to that and say that if you are grooming someone, that could be a really bonding thing that we both have on our finger, and it's like matching. So it's something that we like have as a bond, but it symbolizes that we're keeping things secret. But to me, it would be more of like, I don't know, in a manipulative way, not in like, you better keep this secret, but more of like if people find out, we won't be able to be together. Like in that way where you manipulate the other person's emotions. And I totally see that here.
Mm-hmm.
Even in that one live video where they're together and he says, I media trained you. Like what?
Yeah. I mean, even when you pointed out that his constant wearing of like Hello Kitty as a way of attracting those kids,
and he had prayer YouTubes. That to me is infuriating because his music is anything but prayer like. And to me, he used that to show people, look, you can trust me. I'm a good person, which is a shame because there are a few bad apples that'll use religion as like a shield. And then it just makes a bad name for people that are, believing in religion for the right reasons.
I agree. I think you're spot on that. What do you think about David putting his mom in the name, his mom's name on two of his houses?
I think that's consciousness of guilt too.
How so? Do you think that he's planning for his arrest?
Or for getting sued by their family for, what's it called?
Wrongful death suit?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah,
and if you look at OJ was found not guilty in the criminal, and then in the civil, he was found guilty because you only need half in the civil. You need all the jurors in criminal. So it's easier to get a civil judgment.
But I mean, I don't know how it is out there in California, but out here in Texas, you can, it's considered something. And I was just talking about this with my CPA about this scenario. I was like, isn't there something that if you start doing something like this, putting all your assets in the name of family members, that's considered something? And she told me yes. This was a while ago because when this came out, and I forgot I need to ask her again. But I think there's something into that where you can't just like put all your assets in your mom's name because you know that something's going to happen to you. I think there's laws that
I think there is in California too. But if they don't charge him, then it's like, what's the time limit? And I feel like his dad works with attorneys, and they have that attorney that they hired So I feel like they would know. Like, I feel like the attorney wouldn't necessarily let him do something that would make him look bad.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like maybe they're thinking, I don't know, maybe in the law that there has to be a certain amount of time from when you do that till somebody presses suit. I have no idea.
That's true.
Where's Chloe when we need her?
Right. Maybe she'll jump in here in a second. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that, it's kind of like, I think somebody mentioned also, like, I guess in a divorce, you can't be moving assets and stuff like that. But I guess he hasn't been served with anything yet. So,
So as of right now, it's not considered anything illegal.
Yeah. We have some folks saying, I want the toxicology report to come out to see if she was in the pool. Interesting. I guess the chlorine from the pool would say something or another.
But my thing is, like with Casey Anthony, if that's what happened, why wouldn't you just call the police?
Well, she's 13, 14 years old.
Right, but at that end, it's like, so now, I don't know. I feel like if you thought that out, you would have to know that calling the police would be the better case for you in the end. But I don't know. Maybe people don't think it out.
No, especially if there was something that happened in the moment, if she threatened him or something, like, I'm going to tell everybody. I mean, she could have, just because she wasn't pregnant doesn't mean that she didn't tell him that.
Or that they didn't tell other people that to see what people would say or how they would react.
Yeah. David made sure that she never showed her entire face. I believe it was both because she obviously looked young and because she had been reported missing several times. That's plausible. I mean, I think more so probably the young part. I don't think he cared that she was reported missing.
I agree with you, actually. And I think that in his head, he rationalized it because if what the reports are true, if they're true, apparently he gave the parents, and this would be total financial manipulation. I think like if they had like, they needed like to make ends meet. So it wasn't a lot of money, but it was like a couple thousand here or there. So I think in his head, he justified like it or felt like, well, your parents they know where you're at. I've also heard in some of these reports that he told the parents, like, stop saying that she's missing or whatever, like, she's okay or something. And I wonder if that's true.
I've never heard that, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
That is true. But the mother knew that she was with a guy named David. I feel like the mom knew who it was. Wasn't he there at her house a few times?
Well, I mean, his Tesla was seen outside.
Yeah. So how did it get there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything about this second home outside of the two homes that they transferred into mom's name, unless one of those second homes is in California that he transferred. I don't know where the second home stuff is coming from, but I'm looking for it. If you guys can do me a favor and send it to me.
I was going to say, Sarah, if you're on, send it to me again, because Sarah sent it to me, but I'm not sure how far back it was.
Gotcha.
But I'll look. But she sent me the picture of the shirt. I'll have to send that to you.
Let me see. I'm just going to look. Second home and
there you go.
In downtown LA.
That's crazy.
It says no credible sources indicate musician David Brooke had a second home in downtown Los Angeles. Multiple outlets confirm that a $4 million Hollywood Hills mansion where he had been staying was vacated September 2025.
I found it.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to send it to you. I found it. All right, there's like 3 that go with it. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Oh, no, there's 2. Here we go. I'm going to send it to you right now. No, that was a different one that I sent. This one. Oh, where is it?
I thought you had found the second home. I was like, what?
I did.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, I'm sending it to you right now. I'm just trying to forward it to you, and I don't know what's happening. Hold on, let me do it this way.
Is it like a website?
I don't know. This is what Sarah sent me. So let's see. So the one thing, it like shows you in the background. Well, wait, I'm going to show you both things. And then I have the, oh no, I just went too far. I have like the mileage thing where it shows like the Google.
All righty.
So let's see that. I'm going to send that to you now too. I texted it to you. I should have probably sent it to your email, but I wasn't thinking.
It's okay. Let me see what it is. That's kind of blurry.
It is blurry. It is blurry, and that, you know, but you could see it. I could see the number.
All right. I'm trying to send these two images to myself real quick.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody can make out the. But yeah, I think that's crazy. And the other one, I don't know if that's a video or a picture. I think it's a picture. I don't know. It's crazy though. If there is a second home, that's crazy.
If there is, that would be nuts. I would assume though that
Mark said link in chat. I don't know what that means, but it has the stars next to it, so I'm assuming it's for you. The second home is on Doe Bunny Drive, 4 to 6 minutes from Hollywood Hills house. You can walk to the other house. It's like 1 mile. Somebody else said it was 1.5 miles. So that sounds right.
Can y'all send me the link where they have found it? Address, the link here. Let's see. Link in chat.
Someone just called us the blind leading the blind. I'm dead. They said bye later.
Well, I'm technically somewhat blind in my right eye.
It doesn't bother me. I thought it was funny.
So here we go. This is an address that somebody's saying that is connected. I'm gonna look it up.
That's what I have here. It is.
All right. Let's see what happens when I search up this address. It is looks like it's for sale.
Oh yeah, I think I have that
so.
too. Wait, so it said listed for rent, and then it says listing. So on 3/8/25, it was listed for rent, and then on 7/21/22, the listing was removed, and then on 7/6/22, there was a price change. I could send it to you.
Okay,
but I don't know. I mean, might be what you're saying too. I'm not sure.
But how do we know that this house is connected to him?
We don't. But this is the thing. If you look at the pictures of, if somebody has, Mark has the Zillow. That's what I was going to say. There's pictures of inside the house. And I didn't know if, I was going to say, I didn't know if it was a Zillow link, and it is. In like the kitchen, it's the exact same kitchen background as that video that they're in.
Gotcha. So that's where people are assuming that.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. So if you go to the kitchen, it's literally the exact same kitchen.
That's why you don't mess with people on the internet. They'll find where you live. They'll find
really
everything
will.
about you.
You're right. They will.
I got to give people from the internet credit. I mean, they were able to take something from the inside of somebody's house and you know what I mean? That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would hope that law enforcement has that.
I hope so.
Now, let me bring up these photos that you shared real quick. I have them now. And my computer's just going slow today. Just like me.
That's usually mine.
So this is the I guess the location, the one that you just sent me where the vehicle was possibly at.
And then to the house, it's only like a 1.5 mile. And these are the shirts.
Now, I think this is fake blood. They don't look real.
Oh, that looks fake, but he's also like, I think it would be fake. If anything, I think it would be like, if there was something, even if it was just his, I don't know. He seems very sadistic like that, but I don't know. Who knows? But I still think it's something that maybe you look into.
And this is his.
A lot of his stuff is, there's like a lot of symbolism in a lot of his work. So that wouldn't surprise me.
And this is is this the house there in Hollywood?
I don't know which house that is, but what was that in the back? Is that t-shirts wrapped around something? Or
That thing? Yeah, I was looking at that. I don't know what that is. That looks weird.
it looks like bandages or something. Like it symbolized, I don't know.
It does look like some of the t-shirts wrapped in what is that, like saran wrap around it? Creepy dude. Creepy dude.
Seriously.
All of them over the heart.
What was it?
All of the hands are over the heart.
Oh my God, Daniel. They are.
What do you think that means?
I told you there's effing symbolism in everything this dude does. What do you mean? What does that mean? It means that his hand's over your heart. Like he's got a hold over your heart. Like I have your heart.
Yeah.
Oh. Ew, I just got weak in my knees. I did not even realize that till you just said it.
Yeah, I pick up on weird things.
No, but that's good. That's what I mean. I knew that there was symbolism in these shirts somehow. I just didn't know what it was yet. So that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. He's a weird guy at the very least. Let's see.
And someone said a bloody hand at that.
Yeah, bloody hand over the heart. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, I keep seeing the address. 2 rentals in LA, 2 in Texas, family. Yeah.
And the other thing is, it's not just a hand, it's his handprint. And he did it on each and every single shirt.
Yeah.
So it's like legit his hand over your heart. His bloody hand over your heart.
That's crazy.
Oh, there's so much psychologically there. And look at the tarp.
Yeah,
Could that
no, I
be
saw
what they found? Could that be
It
what
could
the
be.
investigator saw and maybe thought?
Yeah, I mean, if you're seeing a tarp like that and you're seeing red stains on it, you know what happened to, the outcome with Celeste. I can see people putting those dots together.
Me too.
I can see him doing that. Let's see. I'm going to go through these real quick, see if there's any questions that pop out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like, he's, because you can do this in a number of different ways. You don't have to do it this way. This is like a sloppy way of doing things, which obviously he wants to be sloppy, wants to make it look a certain way. But like he could have put this on a table and done it a lot easier. And without the tarp and stuff, it's almost like he's practicing / going through the motions of something like this. Because it doesn't have to be this elaborate just to do this for these shirts.
Well, not only that, how many people sell shirts and you get them done? Like you do one and then you have them copied at like a t-shirt place. So the fact that he finds the need or that he wants to, and this also goes with how he started on the internet, right? He was very one-on-one with his fans. And that's part of that is the grooming process. It's like, if you buy my shirt, you're actually going to get something that I touched. And not only did I touch it, but I put like this red ink on my hands, which symbolize blood. And it's my hand. So like, if you put your hand on it, my hand was on this shirt. And think about it, when, especially like teenagers, when they like are in love with a singer or superstar, that would be like, oh my gosh, like his hand touched this type thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's like a signature.
Well, I mean, I think these things, if he ends up getting charged or anything like that, I think it's called murderabilia. It's going to be.
Yes, it is.
It's crazy for this. They're going to go crazy for this. But yeah, I think that there's like, this is almost like, how can I put this? Like, this is like, if he did this, and this is completely my speculation, you look at, his music videos, and you look at the stuff he's done, the art behind it, he's taken the life of somebody in a very gruesome manner. And then
got a fantasy.
Yeah, and now he's playing that out to a certain extent with tarp on the ground, got blood on his hands, laying this out, in a single line in the middle like you would a body. And now he's, putting blood all over it. Overdoing it with the tarps and stuff, in my opinion. I think this is him
This is a fantasy, like how we talked
Exactly.
about BK with his fantasy. Like this guy is like fantasy to like the nines, in my opinion. Like he is like on another level fantasy, this one.
Yeah.
And he's been able to like profit off of it.
Yeah.
So like had he not been, I mean, we don't know I don't know what he is, so I take that back. But if he did do this, it's a shame that like, I mean, he was very talented, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well,
At least to a certain population.
well, I mean, I'm
I
not
thought he
saying
was
that he wasn't. Some of the most, I guess, screwed up folks can be talented at something. I mean, look at there's a lot of people that you can look at that have been famous or whatever the case may be. Some in sports, some in music, some in other things, who couldn't escape some dark stuff.
The thin line between genius and insanity.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Dr. Vona, I want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. Is there
Thank
anything
you.
else you want to add on?
No, I think that we just need to follow this case because this is definitely not the end of it.
I don't think so either. There's a lot of twists and turns here, and I think we're only getting into the beginning of it. We'll definitely be following it more. If you're watching this on the DT show, please go follow Dr. Vona. Her link is in the description. Where you
And
can find
same
her.
thing for me, if you're following me, do the same for Daniel and Mark.
Yes, Mark as well. Great mod for both channels. Is
Yes.
doing some really good work out there. I'll be back on tomorrow night. I'll be talking about some cameras and the RCMP disputing some of the witnesses in the Jack and Lily disappearance. You don't want to miss it. If you're following that, please check me out there tomorrow. I got some camera photos that I'm going to be sharing as well that have never been seen, in my opinion, or that, to my knowledge, at least, on YouTube.
No, I'm excited to see it. And then later, usually like after you're done, I'll go on and do Mackenzie's Trilla tomorrow night. And for anybody that does follow it, or even if you don't, we have so much fun in that chat. I mean, it's just people have like a ton of fun in that chat. So you should come check it out for that.
Check it out. So you got a twofer tomorrow. You get to see myself and then Dr. Vona. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe on everybody's channel. Until next time, guys, we'll see you then. Have a good night. Be safe. Peace out. Bye.
Thank you.